Hey, fellow Aristopians, stay cool. So, Cassiopeia. I did a video a while back, the future of expensive quality watches. And recently I've got to thinking, well, what's the future of inexpensive quality watches? And I've only got as far as Casio, because they are God tier. They are the dawn of watches, full stop. And I've got a few Casios here to make my point, to put my case. Let me know what you think. So what do I think the future is for? Well, something that's happening right now. So, oh, it's not here. It's not here. I don't think it's here. I haven't got my MIPS. Where is it? Let me have a quick look. So I don't really... I'm going to have to start it again if I haven't got it right here. Here she is. He is. I don't come my watches, girls do. Boys, here he is. I've got my MIPS display range band, which I absolutely love. I am partial to a negative display. But you can see, I mean, this one, this is an XL version of this model. I'll come on to that in a minute. It's roughly the same size as this range band, rather. This is actually really legible for a negative display, whereas, oh, that's a positive one. I have got the negative version out here. Whereas you won't be able to see this in camera. Whereas this one, the King, G-Shock King, is not as legible as this one. So that's why I bought the positive one, which I have named the Hummer, because it's American GI looking. What do they call this? They give this a name. I can't remember what they call it. It's been with you. They give this a name. This range that has that colour strap. But so I got this in a positive display because I like the watch, but I didn't like the fact that you couldn't really see the time on this one. It doesn't look too different now in front of me, but in reality it is. So this one's really visible. This one's really wearable. I love this watch. This was the only watch I've ever bought pre-owned. But compared to the MIPS display, I mean, Jesus Christ on a motorbike. That MIPS display is stunning. So where did I get to? The future. So Casio they've now brought out watches with a positive MIPS display, which I'm not too sure about, but I haven't seen one yet. So that would be something like that, but in a MIPS. I just don't really see the point. But without seeing one, it's difficult to... I always say, you've got to see the watch, Ristopia, before you comment on it. But my gut instinct is I'm not as keen on positive MIPS displays, which this isn't, as negative MIPS displays, which this is. So where do we get to? The future of inexpensive watches, particularly Casio. So we've already got the MIPS negative display, and now they've just brought out the MIPS positive display. And what they're going to do is they're going to be putting these into less expensive models. So the range band's kind of a mid-range. It's convenient, isn't it? It's a mid-range Casio G-Shock. In terms of price, obviously fully digital. We're talking about digital here. I do have an Ani-Digi here just to compare. Why did I have the Ani-Digi here? I can't remember. But I suppose the Ani-Digi, that would be another thing that would be quite cool to have a MIPS Digi bit on it. That would be cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's just as needed on the Ani-Digis as it is. I mean, that would be really cool if that had a... So I think the future of Casios is going to be MIPS displays. I think that is definitely going to happen, and they're going to just roll this out, and it just creates a whole new, whether it be positive or negative, it creates a whole new market, a whole new world, a whole new world. I don't know the next line. So yeah, that's why I got that anyway. So that's something that is actually happening now. We've got the negative MIPS display. We're now getting the positive MIPS display, and these MIPS displays are going into cheaper models, such as something like a 5610. So stuff like this is going to start having MIPS displays. I reckon they'll bring them out in the negative versions of the watch first, so that would be fantastic on this. But that said, I do like this one. I love this one because it's so stealthy. It's the almost fully blacked out version. And I quite like the legibility of the time for this watch. I think is perfect. If it was as bright as that one, it would kind of take away some of its ninja qualities. Not a lot. But yeah, I'm sure I'd like it. Not a lot. But yeah, anyway. But the point of the video, what was I getting to? So I've got my 1980s MG880 here. Why is it turned on? Oh no, it's all right. It's gone. It's turned itself off. My 1980s calculator. I haven't really got any old. What have I got? I've got a calculator watch on. It's not. I don't remember this from my past. I did have a retro one, but I gave it away because I'm a kind guy. Gave it away to a young man who I thought deserved it and would enjoy it. But I don't have any real. The nearest I've got to a retro Casio is probably the 5610. I've also got the 5000R, which is kind of the same look. And then I've got what have I got? Oh, I tell you what I've got. It's retro. I've got the World Time. So I've got the World Time, which is a retro watch. All of these kind of fit me okay. Some of them, like the FW91, are going to be too small. And the reason that I've got the calculator watch on, because the retro version of this, I mean, it's not too small because it's obviously a calculator watch. So it's going to have to be quite big to fit that in. So it's not too small. So none of the other one, the retro one I had kind of was, it felt a bit silly, whereas this doesn't feel, this looks silly, but it doesn't feel silly. So I haven't really kept any silly ones. I've got this one as well. I've only just got this kind of version of the World Time. I've never worn it. I should wear this. I'm going to wear this today because that is a stunning watch. I saw it on a channel, and I love the World Time so much that I bought this one, whatever that is. But yeah, what's the point? Get to the point, Restopia. Stop waffling. The point is, I think these retro watches, like the the F91W. And all of those cheaper, very, very retro designed, like very early models, like the, can't remember what the first G-Shock was, but pre-G-Shock. So literally just Casios, not G-Shocks. I think not only do they need MIPS displays to drag them into the 21st century, but I think they need to go XL. So XL being, this is an XL version, so it's got an X in the model number. Let's just have a quick look, see if I can see what that is. The GDX6900. So this, there obviously is various 6900s, but if it's got an X in front of it, it's the extra large version. So in Casio land, X means extra large. So you can get a smaller version of this, but it's just a bit too small for me. That said, obviously I wear this and these and my Mr. G, which are smaller, but I tend to want the bigger ones if I can, misses. The King is only in XL. There isn't a small variant of that. So it's not an X because there is only, as he looks, oh, it is GX. But yeah, you can't get a smaller King. There's only one size in King. But if they made, I use this one as an example. If they made an F, because it's the nearest that I've got, if they made an F91W or various other, because Casio have a classic collection, I think they need to make the classic collection. They need to have more classics. They need ones with musical alarms, which is something they just don't do anymore. But yeah, they need the classics in extra large with a MIPS display, either positive or negative, perhaps. Probably positive because they won't be classics with a negative, will they? So a positive MIPS display, but extra large, make it bigger. I was a kid when I had, Casios, when I was a kid, obviously. And now I'm not a kid, and I don't really want a watch that looks like a kid's watch. And there's two ways you can make it not look like a kid's watch. One is to make it a bit more interesting, like they have done with the 5000R or 5610. Where's it gone? There it is. And another way is to keep the aesthetics of the kids' watch, but make it bigger. That would be so cool. We all had wagon wheels when we were kids, and now we have them as adults, and they're just too small. They're smaller. If we could, and when you buy a classic Casio, you put it on and you just think it wasn't this small when I had it, you know. So bring it, update the size, make it bigger, make it feel like it was the same size as it was when you were a kid to fit your adult wrist. And I think if they combine that with MIPS displays, which are obviously the future, you know, they would have been MIPS displays back in the day if they existed, but they didn't. So it's a bit like when you have, what have I got here? I've got oh, we go. It's a bit like when you have like analog mechanical watches. I've got my, the only one I could pick up was my Explorer. So, you know, back in the day, they didn't have sapphire crystal because sapphire crystal didn't exist then, you know, and if this was a dive watch, it would have an aluminium bezel. It didn't have a ceramic one because ceramic didn't exist then. If it had existed back then, older Rolex dive watches, let's say a Submariner, older Submariners would have had a ceramic bezel with a sapphire crystal. And that's what Rolex do really well. They update everything. They don't do that Tudor rubbish where they kind of still stick with aluminium bezels because, you know, Captain Pugwash and all that. They only have the latest materials because they have progressed, you know, and I think digital watches need to do that. They progress with the latest technology, but my point is it is the technology that they would have used back in the day if they'd had it. Obviously cost comes into it, so new technologies, but it's like CDs. When CDs come out, they're really expensive, but then they cost pennies to produce, and then eventually they become. So there is going to be that initial, well, MIPS displays watches are more expensive, and you know, but you know, if people buy enough of them, they'll just be the same. They won't be expensive at all. And Casios aren't expensive, even if you, I mean, you know, to watch guys, even if you're spending like, I don't know, it was about, I always get a big discount, but. That was about £500 and that was about £300, 350, I think. I can't remember. But I got a decent discount on both. But, you know, even for the top end kind of versions of Casios, they're not too expensive unless you're stupid enough to buy a Mr. G, where you're just absolutely paying through the nose for, I don't know what, but I don't regret this. It is the best G-Shock Square. Proper red line, absolutely stunning display, and if you haven't compared the displays, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. I did make a mistake in the video I tried to do a very exact comparison of these three. I did mess up because I think I said, what did I say? I said one of these was something that it wasn't. I think I said the 5610 was Bluetooth. Yeah, I did. I said the 5610 was Bluetooth, and it's not. It's only tough. So it's only multiband 6. Yeah, I don't know. But when you're recording a video, you say stuff that's not true. But yeah, I was disappointed that I made that mistake. But a kind viewer pulled me up on that and corrected me, which is great. Always up for being corrected. And told that I say too many ums and ers and anything like that. If you don't like it, you know, I'm not being rude. I'm not saying you don't like it, don't watch it. I'm doing my best and I'm trying to help and entertain. So bear with me, people. But yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think the future is. So I think going straight to the point, FW91 in an XL size with a positive MIPS display is the future. And I think that Casio need to do more of that with their classics because they're never the same anyway, so just reinvent them. I don't know what you'd call them. I don't know, is there a market for it? I mean, I would go crazy if they extra larged all of their classics with or without a MIPS display, but especially with a MIPS display. I would go crazy. I would be buying all of them because I just think that's a fantastic thing. But yeah, that's the future of quality inexpensive watches, but for now, with my very strange looking Casio, I've never pushed any buttons on this. I think you used to get, didn't you used to get a stylus to push them? Because I don't know, are they even real buttons? I don't know. I've never used this. What I will wear today though, yeah, very jingly jangly bracelet. What I will wear today is this. I've never worn this and I was really excited when I got it because I love the World Time. I keep calling it World Time. I love the World Time so much that I, you know, and back in the day, I would have got the World Time on in rubber. I never bought steel Casios. So even though that's plastic, that's not steel, but it's just sort of jingly jangly, not as jingly jangly as that though. But yeah, I just think it looked better in steel with the black and silver. But then I saw this and I thought this one definitely looks better in the rubber version. Some stunning, you know, what do they call that? Charcoal grey, black, silver buttons, silver text. Absolutely stunning watch. I mean, it's just about big enough for me, but I would love it if that were it. If they made an XL version of this, I'd buy it again. If they made an XL version of this, I'd buy it again. If they made, I don't know if I'd buy this again. I don't think I'd buy another Mr. G just because it was a bit bigger. But these two, I would, the 5610 and the 5000R. If they made these in bigger XL versions, I would. And that MIPS display may or may not, I haven't seen one yet, but that MIPS display might tempt me even more. Equally though, I might not actually like the MIPS display and I might just rather it was XL. Anyway, I've waffled on too long. For now, one wrist live it. I'm going to wear this all day today. Let me know in the comments below if you've got any thoughts on that. Yeah, like and subscribe. I never say that. I'm not monetized, but it's nice to see the numbers go up. Yeah, hopefully some of that was useful. And if you share the word, if you share the love, some more people might see the video and they might find it useful too. But for now, one wrist. Again, live it.